witness this NFC Eastern Division battle. No score at the halftime. Let's take a look at today's performance versus the season performance, and look what jumps out at you, the passing yardage for the Cardinals.
Well, that is unbelievable. Neil Lomax is one of the most accurate quarterbacks playing these days, 62%, but you can see that he's only been able to get 2 yards with the pass. Few sacks against him. He's had a rough first half.
He's been sacked 3 times in the Dallas Cowboys, and the numbers aren't very impressive there. The key number there, only 29 yards rushing.
Yeah, with Herschel Walker being the 3rd leading rusher in the NFL, that's an amazing stat. I guess we can just lay it all on the doorstep of being Halloween's coming up tomorrow night, huh?
Trick or treat.
Pretty scary game.
Herschel Walker has gained 12 yards in 9 carries and has not caught a pass today. That's coming off the effort in the first game these teams played in Phoenix, when Walker gained 149 yards, and that is still his season's best this season.
And he came in talking about breaking a long run, how he needs to break a long run sometime this year. His longest run has only been 29 yards, and that was last weekend against Philadelphia.
Aldo GRECO will lead off. Darryl Clack and Cornell Burbage are back. And it's Darryl Clack at the 6-yard line for Dallas. Clack turns the corner and gets into the yardage down the sideline. That may be the most exciting Dallas play of the game, and Clack is out of bounds at the 39, a return of 32 yards.
The good thing about it is it's a long kickoff return without any penalties, something that's been quite rare this year. That one was close right there as Cosby elbowed one of the Cardinals out of the way, but Clack is a type of guy that can return these kicks for the Cowboys. He'd like to get into more action in the backfield, but when you're playing behind Herschel Walker, fat chance.
First down for the Cowboys on the 39-yard line, and here is Herschel Walker. Walker picks up 9. Lonnie Young on the stop, easily his best gain of the day.
Well, and they made adjustments at halftime. Remember how many times they ran to the right side in the first half. First play of the second half, they pitch it to the left side, and look what happens. They pick up 9 yards.
Herschel Walker, 2nd leading rusher in the league coming into this game, and he'll have to go some in the second half to stay up there with the leaders.
But if anybody can go some, it's Herschel Walker.
2nd down and 1. Cowboys on their own 48, first possession of the second half. They go to Walker again, and Walker is stopped again for no gain. The Cardinals have really defensed Walker well. Freddie Joe Nunn right there, and Anthony Bell combined to make the stop. That'll make a 3rd and 1. Look at the Cowboys' possessions in the first half.
Backed up most of the first half. Look at all those 22s and 24s there, and the 19 and the 13-yard line. A lot of punts too, a lot of 3 and outs. That's not good.
They're going to measure. The Cowboys did not get the first down, and they want to see how much they really need as they get set to face a 3rd down conversion in which they have failed in 7 previous attempts in this game, and it's a full yard that Dallas is shy.
But that's a good point you made, Dick. They want to see, this will affect their play call for this 3rd and short now. Sometimes if it's like inside of a yard, the Cowboys will like to just sneak the ball with Pallure. He's a big, strong kid, and he's very good at getting that yardage. Now, if they needed more than a yard, that might dictate to them that they want to give it to Herschel.
Meanwhile, the Cardinals have brought in Sean McNanny and a 5-man defensive front on this 3rd and 1.
And they know about that quarterback sneak. They're going to put somebody right over the center's nose to prevent Pallure from taking it.
Double tight end, Gay in motion. Newsom looks to have enough for the first down, barely to midfield. Tim McDonald forced the play from the secondary.
Good job by Newsom avoiding Bob Clasby. Clasby got great penetration in the backfield, and Newsom just slipped him and picked up the necessary yardage.
Newsom leads the Cowboys with 3 rushing touchdowns this year. Amazingly, Herschel Walker has just 1, and in a game like this, anyone who gets 1 would get a game ball. First down in midfield for Dallas. They bring out Kelvin Martin wide to the left, 2 receivers to the right. Pallure pass is blocked by Cosby, in his hands and out. Tim McDonald was defending.
Cosby said he wanted to play more, and he wanted to get about 6 or 7 receptions today. This is a nice route from him. You see him, number 84 right there. And he's open, and this ball is right on the target. But watch at the very last second, he'll take his eyes off the ball, looking down the field, looking to make more yardage.
Cosby told us yesterday, he said last year the Cowboys were not a competitive team until the end of the year. This year we know we're competitive, but we just have to find a way to win. Second down, 10, Dallas, midfield. Opening minutes, third quarter, still no score. Galloway putting pressure on Pelluer, and now none. And Newsome on the receiving end has a first down and more down the sideline. Newsome to the 15 and out of bounds, inside the 20. "27 yards and the biggest play of the game for either side. Lonnie Young on the stop.
Jimmy Newsome is the setback right here, and it's going to be just a simple screen pass. But the thing that Pelluer does very well is he buys some extra time, really sucks in the defensive line of the Cardinals. Then he throws an amazing pass to Newsome, who gets the great blocking. You won't see a better execution of a screen pass than this. And Newsome does the smart thing of going all the way down the sideline.
This is the deepest penetration for the Cowboys today. A 32-yard reception. First down on the 18 of the Cardinals. Penalty flag is down, and a delay of the game call. And the crowd.
Delay of the game. Offense.
This is very common to have happen, Dick. What happens is, as soon as Newsome goes out of bounds on that screen pass, the 45-second clock starts. But a lot of players are celebrating. They're high-fiving each other. They're patting each other on the back. And then they've got to get that huddle moved all the way down the field, 30 yards or so. So they lose track of the clock. But the important thing is that the clock is still there. The quarterback can still see it. He's got to know what the situation is there.
And on top of that, with the Cowboys, they get the play kind of late. They don't usually have a luxury of time anyway under normal circumstances. First down and 15 on the 23. Here's Walker. Walker fights his way to about the 20, 19-yard line, call it. Ken Harvey and Nico Noga on the stop. Noga started at middle linebacker, but Ricky Hundley played most of the first half in the middle. And Noga's back in there, and that'll be a second down and 11.
You see Herschel running a little tentative at that time behind the right side. Part of the problem is he's still trying to feel his way with this new offensive line. It's kind of been put together because of injuries.
Dave Wydell, the rookie at left tackle. Then Titans are at left guard. And Bob White, the center, as Rafferty went out in the first half. Blitz is on, and the pass is incomplete. Great pressure. Freddie Joe Nunn got to him. Pass was intended for Alexander. Lonnie Young on a safety blitz also in on the play. Cardinals picking their spots for their blitzes this afternoon.
They've had trouble all year long scoring inside the 20. That was a good call by the Cardinals defense that time. They brought Young on a late safety blitz. There's nobody responsible for blocking Young when he's rushing the passer. Alexander, as a wide receiver, has got to see the blitz, break his pattern off inside. That's where Pelluer threw the ball.
On the 19 of the Cardinals, 3rd and 11 for Pelluer. He can run it. Chased by Davis and brought down. No gain on the play. Wayne Davis chased Pelluer, and that'll bring up 4th down, and the Cowboys will have their field goal opportunity coming up.
This is Tim McDonald right here. Now, last time the Cardinals brought Lonnie Young on a blitz. This time it'll be McDonald, and Wayne Davis does an outstanding job of containing Pelluer. You see, he was spying for the quarterback draw and the rollout, and he made the play.
So now the Cowboys looking to get on the board. Wayne Davis didn't let Pelluer get free, and Roger RUZEK, who broke out of a slump with a perfect 3-for-3 game against the Eagles last week, will attempt this from 39 yards. Pelluer will hold. And the kick is good. Cowboys break the drought. Roger RUZEK, 39-yard field goal. Dallas jumps in front, 3-0. Nice. Leading the Phoenix Cardinals 3-0. Roger RUZEK with a field goal, but the big play, Steve Pallure with a pass, screen pass to Timmy Newsome, who scampered down the sidelines to complete a 32-yard play, setting up the only scoring we've had in the game. Andy Schillinger, the rookie wide receiver, now taking over kick return duties for the injured Vi Sekahema, goes back. And RUZEK will kick off for the Cowboys. 3-0 to score. The Cowboys won the previous meeting earlier in the year, 17-14. Dallas trying to break a 4-game losing streak, and the Cardinals want to end a 2-game losing streak of their own. RUZEK's kick will be short. Schillinger will grab it on the 11. Gets to the 21, and that's all. Vince Albritton on the stop. Well, next Saturday, it's regional college football action. In an SEC tilt, the battle for the Sugar Bowl continues as Derek Thomas and Alabama go up against the tough LSU Fighting Tigers, while some of you will see a Western Athletic Conference matchup as the number 10 ranked undefeated Wyoming Cowboys go head-to-head with the University of Texas El Paso Miners. It's college football next Saturday at 2:30 Eastern on CBS Sports. First down on the 22 for the Cardinals. Tony Jordan fights his way off the left side and brings it out to the 26, pickup of about 4 or so. Danny Noonan making the tackle for the Dallas Cowboys. We have just under 11 minutes remaining in the third quarter. 3-0 Dallas. We had a scoreless first half. A field goal by Roger RUZEK from 39 yards out has broken the deadlock. Vi Sekahema suffered a sprained left knee. That's why he's out of action, and he will not be back the rest of the day. LOMAX has Jordan out of the backfield, and a good tackle by Ron Burton prevented the first down.
Well, Burton's under a lot of heat. He got beat last week against the Eagles. Anthony Toney beat him for the winning touchdown, and Mike Hegman was cut earlier this week. So Burton's a man that has got to start producing for the Cowboys. So far today, he's looked pretty good.
He has indeed. You can't knock anyone on the defensive units for either side in a 3-0 game, I suppose. Right now, LOMAX brings out the Cardinals, 3rd and 3 on their own 29. Ferrell, the running back, is wide to the right in the lower part of the picture. LOMAX finds J.T. Smith, and Smith with his first catch of the game up the middle with a first down. Bill Bates on the stop, and that's a 15-yard pickup.
LOMAX is a real dart thrower, and he sticks J.T. Smith with this ball. Here you see J.T. He's just going to come down and inside now, and watch how his head is. As soon as he clears the defensive back, he's looking back at the quarterback, and that ball stuck right between the 8 and the 4. But it was a quick pass for the Cardinals. They're taking shorter drops in their last 2 plays, trying to get LOMAX some time to throw.
They're on their 44-yard line. A first down for the Cardinals. LOMAX going deep this time. And Roy Green defended by Robert Williams. Williams has done a terrific job staying with the fleet-footed Roy Green all afternoon.
This guy is really impressing me, Dick, because this is the hardest thing for a defensive back to do, is make a play on a long pass. This ball is underthrown by LOMAX, but Williams is right in his hip pocket. In fact, Everson Walls has a nickname for Robert Williams. He calls him the Pit Bull because when he runs, he's so low to the ground and he just sticks right on the receiver.
I'm sure I'd like that nickname if you want to know the truth.
Well, maybe he ought to be playing in Cleveland with that nickname.
So far, he's blanked Roy Green. He hasn't caught a pass today, has Green. 2nd and 10 on the 44. Tony Jordan with Ferrell blocking. Runs into a brick wall at the 46. And a fine defensive play that time by Eugene Lockhart. Now for an NFL Today report, here's Brent Musburger. Brent? All right, Brent. So the Falcons, who nearly beat the Giants last week, now ahead of Philadelphia. 8:25 remaining in the third quarter. 3rd and 8 out of the shotgun is Lomax. 3 wide outs to the left. Lomax up the middle was going for Green. Incomplete. Gary Cobb put some pressure on Neal. Had to get rid of it a little sooner than he wanted to, and it's 4th down.
Well, the Cardinal receivers aren't getting any separation from the defensive backs early. So that's forcing Lomax to look around trying to find somebody, and now he's getting a little nervous back there in the pocket. He's been knocked down a number of times. When he has had the time to throw, he's been off the mark.
And the crowd here at Texas Stadium starting to show a little light. Cowboys defense doing the job, and Greg Horn kicking it deep. Fair catch called for by Kelvin Martin, and it will sail into the end zone for a touchback. A 54-yard kick by Greg Horn, and the Cowboys will take over on the 20, 1st down. Want to remind you, coming up the second half of our CBS doubleheader, it's a dandy, the Minnesota Vikings, who went into this afternoon's action trailing the Bears against the 49ers, who found themselves in 3rd place in the NFC West.
I know those San Francisco fans aren't really looking forward to seeing Anthony Carter again after what he did to them last year in the playoffs.
Minnesota looking to get closer to the Chicago Bears, who are locked in a tough fight, trailing the New England Patriots. 49ers have a tough assignment. They've got to hurdle 2 teams, the Saints and the Rams. Coming up next on CBS. Ballure on 1st down. Incomplete. Newsom was out of bounds when the ball was thrown, and Nico Noga shadowed him all the way. Biggest play of the game was Timmy Newsom's catch and run, 32 yards early here in this 3rd quarter, which set up RUZEK's field goal, the only points in the game. And there's a penalty marker thrown.
No foul. 2nd down. No foul. 2nd down.
No flag, so it'll be 2nd down and 10.
Not even the officials can score today.
One of those days.
But it seems like the defensive teams for both ball clubs really have scouted their opponent well. They have that familiarity, but the thing that has amazed me is the inability of both sides to get anything going, to sustain anything. That screen pass to Newsom was almost a fluke.
2nd down. Big hole for Walker. And he carries it nearly to midfield. A gain of 27 for Herschel Walker. Well, this crowd definitely is in this game.
Well, this is no fluke. Here's Walker, a little trap play up the middle here, and he's off to the races. On the draw play, Newsom has nobody to block. That's how big the hole is. Oh, he's exciting. When he gets out in that open field, everybody just holds their breath.
Tim McDonald on the stop, 52 yards on the day for Herschel Walker. You mentioned that last week was his longest run from scrimmage, 29 yards against the Eagles. He picked up 27 that time. 1st down Cowboys on their 47. And Newsom, maybe a yard. Steve Alvord was there. 7 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter. The Cowboys moving the ball and leading the Cardinals 3-0. Cowboys have played virtually nothing but close games throughout this year. 4 of their 6 losses have been by a total of 9 points, and their only 2 victories have been by a total of 9. So they're used to tight-taut affairs. 2nd down, 7. Here comes the safety blitz, and Ballure gets rid of it. And Alexander makes the catch, and he'll go all the way to score. Touchdown, Dallas. No flags.
Well, you live by the sword and you die by it. The sword, in this case, is a safety blitz. Watch Lonnie Young. He's coming on the blitz. Ballure does an outstanding job of hanging in there to the last minute, finding Alexander, number 87, lofting it down the field where only Alexander can make the grab, and it's all over from there. Great job by Steve Ballure.
And it is a 9-0 game. Ray Alexander, who caught 8 passes and a touchdown reception a week ago, has caught 5 and another score today as Roger RUZEK gets set to add the 10th point for the Cowboys. Kick is good. 10-0. They're going to love Tom Landry and Steve Pallure if they go on and hold the game. That's how fans and critics are, right? For the Cardinals, a new guy is back there. So the Dallas Cowboys have stretched their lead to 10-0 over the Phoenix Cardinals. There's the scoring drive and a big 50-yard pass to Alexander. Herschel Walker ran 27 yards to really put the Cowboys in business. Going back deep for the Cardinals is Ernie Jones. He is the 3rd man back there. Vi Sikahema is out with a sprained knee. So Jones is back, and Roger RUZEK will kick off for Dallas.
What Jones and Schillinger have done is they've switched positions here. Stallings obviously wants some more speed out of his return man.
6:22 remaining, 3rd quarter. And it's Jones at the 6 for the Cardinals. Gets tripped up and dives forward to the 25. Big game in the NFC Western Division. It's been really a tight race. The Rams leading the Saints 9-7 in the 4th quarter of their game. Coming in today, this was the picture. Saints led the Rams by 1 and the 49ers by 2. And it underscores the importance of the 49ers battle coming up next against the Minnesota Vikings.
You know, the 49ers like that score, that 9-7 lead for the Rams right now.
And of course the Vikings, knowing the Bears are losing to New England, could move to within a game of the top in the NFC Central. Big one coming up next on CBS. First down on the 26 for Lomax. Ferrell out of the backfield. Ferrell close to first down yardage, is brought down by Eugene Lockhart.
When I talked with Neil Lomax last night, he said that he's never seen a Dallas football team so down. This whole year has been a very tough one on the Cowboys, and it's really been a surprise to Neil. He said his worst fear today was that if they didn't score early, didn't break the spirit of the Cowboys, that it would be a very difficult ball game. Well, I got news for you, Neil. You're in one ball game now.
How prophetic. 2nd and 1. Let's see whether Lance Smith drew the Cowboys offside. If so, that'll bring up a 2nd and 6 for the Cardinals.
False start, offense.
That's
Number
the call.
61.
For a quarterback, that's going to be awfully tough facing a 2nd and 1, which is a golden chance.
Well, the 2nd and 1 is always the quarterback's dream, going all the way back to when Bart Starr used to fake the ball to Jimmy Taylor and throw it up over the top to Max McGee. They invented the long touchdown pass in that situation. Now you're in a situation where it's 2nd and 6. You've wasted that first down gain of 9 yards, and you're back into a situation that favors the defense.
So the Cardinals are very definitely on the spot here. They have lost 2 in a row, and they've got a very tough group of games coming up in their schedule. Here's Ferrell. Ferrell gets about almost the 5 yards back on that play. That'll create a 3rd and long one. Danny Noonan on the stop. There's the clock remaining in the 3rd quarter. Next to Tom Landry is actor David Keith, who has been a long time Dallas Cowboy fan, always on the sideline. Looks like he's on the staff today, Dan.
Looks like he can't get a job either. I mean, what, no roles coming your way, David?
An officer and a gentleman, of course, one of his fine roles.
And he does a heck of a job with Elvis, too.
I never saw that one. 3rd and 1 for the Cardinals on their own 35. Ferrell has the first down and breaks one. It's a foot race with Walls. And Everson Walls catches up with Ferrell, but not before the Cardinal fullback burst forward for 47 big yards, and the Cardinals threatened to score.
This is an outstanding job by the center of the line. Watch these 3 guys clear a hole for Ferrell to get through, and then he shows his tremendous speed, cuts back, finds the hole, and now it's a foot race between him and Everson Walls. And Walls got to give him a lot of credit. He spotted Ferrell about 5 yards and ran him down.
Well, Earl Ferrell now has gained 88 yards on the day. First down for the Cardinals on the Cowboy 18. Ron Wolfley joins Tony Jordan in the backfield. Jordan and Robert Williams knocks him out of bounds. Gary Cobb also in on the play. Not to go unnoticed, Dan, is Robert Williams' hustle on that last play. Even though it was Walls chasing Ferrell, Williams never gave up on the play and trailed it, and he's shown tremendous hustle this afternoon.
And he might be shaken up on the sidelines right now, and if that is the case, the Cowboys will be down to their third cornerback. Manny Hendricks will have to come in and play there.
Ron Francis was shaken up earlier, out of the game, and now you see Robert Williams.
He might just be resting a little bit after having to chase Ferrell down the field. I know that he was in on that tackle there. He's probably, I guarantee you, he'll be back. Here he is, number 23, and he's trying to take on a pretty big man here in Tony Jordan. Let's see what happens. Trying to punish him too, trying to go a little high, and now he gets the whole pile right on top of him.
This is the deepest penetration for the Cardinals today, and Williams appears to be all right, but he comes out of the game. And Manny Hendricks, the former hoopster out of the University of Utah, replaces him at cornerback.
That's interesting that they had to stop the clock for the injury, even though the player was not on the playing field. The referees felt that he was too close to the field in order to run a play. That's why Edwards has to go out, or Williams has to go out.
2nd and 8 on the 16 for the Cardinals, who still trail 10-0. Jordan off the right side. Gets a yard, that's all. Ron Burton pursuing on the play.
Cowboys are really showing some good pursuit. They got burned by the quick opener up the middle, but the last 2 plays the Cardinals have tried to go wide, and that's very difficult to do against the Cowboys because they play their safeties so close to the line of scrimmage that they have very short distance to go to make a play on a wide sweep like that.
See the difference in the offenses in the second half of the game, Dallas in particular. And as Ernie Stalker told us the other day, Dan, if there's one thing he wants to see the defense do is get some of those turnovers. They came in causing the fewest turnovers in the league. They have none today. 3rd and 7. Lomax is going for Ernie Jones off the fingertips. 4th down coming up. There was an opportunity for the Cardinals.
Well, the Cowboys are going to show us that they can blitz safeties too. Watch this man right here. That's Bill Bates. He's going to come after Lomax. And Ernie Jones, he just doesn't make this grab. This would have been a touchdown, or darn close if he had made it.
Lomax,
and he knows that if he got the ball on the money, it would have been a touchdown.
So the Cardinals have to settle for 3, and here is Del Greco. 32-yard attempt. Stout will hold. And the kick is good. And the Cardinals finally score with 2:38 remaining in the 3rd quarter. That was not a real good snap either, but Phoenix gets 3. Second best. Let's bring up to date on our story here. The Cardinals leading here 10-3, and they're on the board as a result of a 32-yard field goal by Al Del Greco, trying to hang in the NFC East battle, and we'll tell you exactly what everyone is doing in what has been the tightest division race of all. Del Greco kicking. Darryl Clack and Cornell Burbidge is back, and it's going to go to Burbidge at the 7-yard line. Burbidge is down just shy of the 30-yard line, and making the stop was Lonnie Young. So we're here. It's 10-3 in favor of Dallas. Elsewhere in the NFC East, the Philadelphia Eagles trail the Atlanta Falcons 20-10 in the 3rd quarter. Standings coming into this game: Redskins and Giants tied for 1st. Phoenix and Philadelphia game behind.
And what Redskins and the Giants will play later. The Skins have got Houston, and the Giants will play Detroit.
Dallas bringing up the rear, trying to win its third game. First down, Herschel Walker is brought down himself by Freddie Joe Nunn for a loss on the play.
Let's take a look at Freddie Joe Nunn. He's had a real busy day here. Again, the Cowboys are trying to run it to the right side, and Freddie Joe is just, he beats Crawford Kerr to the punch and gets in and makes the tackle. Important for the Cowboys to not let the Cardinals get back in this game. They've got to make a couple of first downs and now play more of a field position type of game.
Rod Sadler is moved to right tackle. David Galloway is the right end. The Cardinals have used that alignment several times today. Second down and 12. Ballure. Tim McDonald nearly picked that one off. It was intended for Kelvin Martin, and not a well-thrown pass.
Well, this is McDonald's second chance at an interception. Ballure kind of throws a wounded Mallard in here. This ball is breaking down into the outside. Timmy McDonald's got to make that grab. Tough catch, but that's what you are playing defensive back for.
Only one turnover. That by one of the beleaguered cornerbacks on the Cardinals. Carl Carter didn't amount much.
The reason I said Mallard is because my University of Oregon Ducks took it on the chin yesterday.
Boy, dying quail time, but they've had a great year.
Now you're mixing your birds.
I've done that on occasion. 3rd and 12, pressure on Ballure. And he was going for Martin. Pass was short.
Now that was a wounded quail. That one came out, looked like it came out the backside of his hand, and a real drop. Maybe threw it with the split finger that time. He had that man wide open, Martin on the sidelines, and came up short. Very unusual for Ballure. He's a fine thrower.
Mike Saxon will kick for the 7th time today. And J.T. Smith becomes the 4th return man used by the Cardinals.
JT went to the Pro Bowl a couple years ago returning punts, so he's very good at it.
Good kick by Saxon, a beauty. And Smith at the 26. Doesn't get much. Garth Jacks was downfield in a hurry. A 47-yard kick with 1:28 remaining in the 3rd quarter. We were scoreless at halftime. RUZEK put the Cowboys in front with a field goal. That's where we are.
Stallings.
By Sikahema, the outstanding kick return specialist for the Cardinals. He has a sprained knee, and he went out of the game, and the Cardinals have been searching to find a replacement. Not an easy task for a guy like Sikahema.
Not a Pro Bowler. He's one of the best, if not the best, in the NFL.
Cardinals first down on their 33. Lomax, Roy Green, the intended receiver, and Everson Walls was with him step for step. Let's pick up the scores of action going on as the Rams extend their lead over the Saints.
4 field goals there for the Rams.
Cleveland leading the battle against Cincinnati. Boy, the Browns have come on.
Well, they got their man back. Bernie Kosar's back, and that makes that football team a real contender.
Tampa Bay still struggling even with Joe Ferguson at quarterback. This is the shocker of the day. New England 23, Chicago 7.
A little bit of revenge there for Doug Flutie.
I would think. And McMahon got knocked down with an injury. 2nd and 10, Cardinals. Here's Jordan. Gets stopped in his tracks by Eugene Lockhart. Played a tough game at middle linebacker.
Here's the man they used to call Gene the hitting machine. Gene Lockhart, middle linebacker, number 56. He's got an interesting way of getting himself ready for football games, Dick. He takes this concoction he calls Loxol, named after himself, of course. But what it is it's analgesic balm and it's Bengay, and he mixes it up and he rubs it all over his body to get himself fired up, to get the sweat going. But more important than anything, it gets him mad. He has to stand there in that smell.
Oh, he must be dying in that heat, that stuff.
He's not going to have a lot of friends on the sidelines either.
3rd and 9 for the Cardinals. The 4-0 defense in there for Dallas. Lomax getting pressure from Whalen, and down he goes. A big loss on the play. That's the 4th sack of the game by the Cowboys, and the 2nd by Mark Whalen, second-year player out of UCLA, who fills in for Brooks today.
Well, I got to question the play calling on the 2 previous plays. They had first down and decent field position. They ran the ball twice for no gain. They put their quarterback, who has absolutely no mobility, in an obvious pass situation. If the Cowboys are good at anything on defense, it's playing those obvious pass defenses.
Greg Horn will kick. 8th time booting it today, and Kelvin Martin goes back for the Cowboys. Clock running. This getting awfully close to the end of the 3rd quarter. Martin at the 28 is down with 4 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. Ron Wolfley on the stop. We're at Texas Stadium in Irving, Texas. Very quiet, silent crowd in the first half. Not so much in the second. They've come alive. The Dallas Cowboys lead the Phoenix Cardinals 10-3 with seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. This is Dick Stockton along with Dan Fouts. 2 teams trying to shake losing streaks today. Cowboys have dropped 4 in a row. Phoenix lost their last 2. Dallas on their 39. Herschel Walker and Timmy Newsome in the backfield. Now they shift. Pitch. Close to first down yardage. Picked up maybe 8 or 9 yards. McDonald and Hundley on the stop. That's the end of the 3rd quarter. The Cowboys lead the Cardinals. We now pause for a word from your local station. Quarter here at Texas Stadium with the Cowboys leading the Cardinals 10-3. Dallas has the ball near midfield. They're on their 47-yard line. 2nd down and 2. Steve Ballure 2 for 7 in the second half. Has completed 7 of 17 for only 50 yards in the game, plus an interception. He goes to Timmy Newsome. And Newsome has dropped at midfield, but has enough for the first down. Freddie Joe Nunn and Ricky Hundley on the stop. Cardinals have been using David Galloway at the right defensive end position.
Newsome's getting to carry the ball a little bit now. What the Cowboys have done the last couple of plays, that they've taken Herschel Walker out of the backfield, split him out wide to occupy one of the safeties of the Cardinals. The Cardinals' 2 safeties, Lonnie Young and Tim McDonald, are the leading tacklers on the football team. And so one way of neutralizing them is make them go outside and guard against the pass to Herschel Walker.
Doug Cosby is the tight end, strong side of the left. First down at midfield. Ballure loses the ball, fumble. And it looks as if Dave Weidel of the Cowboys recovered it. Freddie Joe Nunn had grabbed Ballure. Weidel, the 4th-round draft pick from Boston College, was alert to make the recovery.
Well, you got to be alert. If your man gets in there and knocks the quarterback down and there's the ball loose on the ground, it's important that somebody gets on it. Galloway gets right around Weidel, but it's Nunn that makes the play as he beats Gogan. Heads up play, though, by Dave Weidel to get on that loose ball.
Nunn has had a terrific game on defense for the Cardinals. Loss of 8 yards, 2nd and 18. Herschel Walker gets some of it back. Drives into Cardinal territory. Tim McDonald and Lonnie Young bring him down at the 45 of Phoenix, and a pickup of 13 of those 18.
Well, anytime you can pitch the ball back to Herschel and he gets good blocking out in front, that's a good play. Herschel gets hit about 10 yards before he actually goes down. Right there, Lonnie Young needs help there from Tim McDonald, and now you can see why McDonald and Young are the leading tacklers for the Cardinals.
Come on, let's go.
Walker with 63 yards, but keep in mind he has still yet to catch a pass today. 4 wide outs for the Cowboys on 3rd and 5 on the Phoenix 45. Ballure going for Martin. Incomplete. Carl Carter covering on the play as the pass was low and away from Martin, and good pressure by Ken Harvey, the linebacker.
Well, the rookie from California is really showing why he was a #1 pick. He gets in right now on Ballure, and he beat an offensive lineman doing it. Waddell had the protection responsibility, but if it wasn't for Harvey knocking the Ballure down before he got comfortable with the throw, we might have had a completion for Dallas.
So Mike Saxon will be kicking, and J.T. Smith goes back again for the Cardinals. Cardinals have really put consistent pressure on Ballure all afternoon, even though they have 3 sacks to Dallas's 4. Jackson gets off the kick. And on the run is Smith. Brings it out to the 22, where Mark Higgs, the shortest player on the field at 5'7", makes the stop for the Cowboys. So it's Cardinals ball when we come back to Texas Stadium. Herschel Walker has really turned it on in the second half, at 63 total yards, and the most exciting play was Alexander, who caught a 50-yard touchdown pass. He had 2 good games in a row, and Dallas leading 10-3 with 12:33 to go in the fourth quarter, and that's been the only touchdown in the game. Pallure, great alert play.
Well, it was. What he did is he read the safety blitz by Lonnie Young, and then he threw the ball to give Alexander the lead down the field. He threw this ball where only one man could make the grab, and Alexander got the position on Carl Carter, and the rest is history. But really got to give Pallure a lot of credit for being cool in the pocket and getting the ball off.
It's Cardinals ball, but Dan, I still got to think that Phoenix has really put the most consistent pressure defensively on the Cowboys if someone has an edge there.
Yeah, and this game is far from being over. You still feel a tenseness here that a turnover could be a crucial play.
12:33 to go in the fourth quarter. Robert A. Walt in motion. Earl Ferrell brings it out to the 28. Eugene Lockhart on the stop. Ferrell has gained over 90 yards in this game. One of those plays was a 31-yard burst that resulted in the Cardinals' only score, a field goal by Del Greco.
Well, and he is on a pace to gain 1,000 yards for the first time in his career. And what that means to him personally is that the ball club's doing well. If you've got a 1,000-yard rusher on your team, offensively, you're doing a good job.
Second down 4 for Phoenix on the 29. This time it's Jordan. Gets back to the line of scrimmage. Mark Whalen is there. This is a Cardinal team. Talk about fireworks and firepower. They have 2 of the top 10 rushers in the league in Ferrell and Stump Mitchell. Mitchell, of course, out of action today. And 2 of the top 20 receivers in the league in Roy Green and J.T. Smith.
Okay, and let's throw in those 2 tight ends, A. Walt and Novacek. The problem, though, that I see today is in the quarterback position. Neil Lomax is hurting. That hip is giving him a lot of problems. He's not getting the time to throw, and when he does get the time to throw, he's having a little difficulty with his accuracy. 3rd and 3.
Ferrell. First down and more. "19-yard pickup." Bates on the stop.
Well, this is a real broken coverage by the Cowboys. Earl Ferrell is out, flanked way out to the left, and he is wide open. Lomax sees it right away, and now he gets the ball out to him. Watch, there's nobody out there guarding Ferrell. And now that this is a running back's mentality, a lot of receivers would have stepped right out of bounds in that situation. But Earl Ferrell's got the ability to make that first guy miss and pick up extra yardage.
Lomax 7 for 20 on the game for 78 yards. Play action. And Ewald, with his first reception, picks up 8 yards on the play. Michael Downs covering.
You know, the great thing about Neil Lomax, though, is he knows he's hurt, and he knows that he isn't having his best day. But this day is long from being over. He is a competitor. He's starting to get his rhythm a little bit that time. He did a super job on that play-action pass. He was looking for Roy Green down the middle. The Cowboys dropped off into double coverage, took that away. Lomax was patient, came to the underneath receiver, and got Walt a nice pass.
Here's Ferrell on first down. And he's got the first down, make it second down. And Ferrell, with about 4 yards on the play, has a first down inside the 40. Gary Cobb and Eugene Lockhart on the stop. And it's amazing when you consider that Lomax had not even used all of his artillery with that pass to Ewald. He has a lot of places he can go today, even without Stump Mitchell in the lineup.
Well, they're really the most productive offense in the NFL, and one I really enjoy watching just from that basic fact that, hey, listen, anybody out there, those 5 receivers, can catch the ball and do catch the ball very well.
First down, Cardinals trailing 10-3. Lomax with a lot of time. Going for and after not connecting on a short pattern, then decided to go downfield. Ron Burton was covering on the play, but the pass a bit too high, and that will bring up second down. 9:31 remaining in the fourth quarter of this game. As we update the scores for you, Atlanta continues to lead Philadelphia. So the Eagles in the same boat as the Cardinals here, coming in a game behind Washington and the Giants for the lead.
Well, neither of those two teams can afford to let the Giants or the Redskins jump out into too big a lead in that division. The Giants' schedule is a lot easier than any of the other teams in the NFC East.
Randy White is in on the defensive line for the Cowboys. 2nd and 10 at the 38. Looks as if the Cowboys had jumped that time.
Yeah, and there's the guilty party there. Michael Downs.
Encroachment defense.
Let's take a look at Michael Downs right now. He comes up and he's going to blitz right through here. The problem is he's about a second or two early. Let's him sneak up in there. Good job by the center now, snapping the ball and catching Downs off sides.
It'll be 2nd down and 5.
That's a crucial mistake for the Cowboys at this point of the game, because the Cardinals have got some momentum going. They're feeling better about what they're trying to do. Lomax is really getting some good protection, and if he can get the ball to Earl Farrell, he knows that Farrell's going to get him the necessary yardage.
2nd and 5 on the 33 of Dallas. On the draw, Farrell is stuffed by Jeffcoat. Big play by Jim Jeffcoat, who's had good games against the Cardinals the last 2 years. Clock winding down to 9 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. Cowboys lead at 10-3. We were scoreless at the half. And the only touchdown was a 50-yard pass play from Steve Pallure to Ray Alexander. And there's Ernie Stautner, the defensive guru of the Cowboys. 3rd and 9. Lomax open is Awald. He'll have the first down plus inside the 20. And Robert Awald, with good yardage, is inside the 15 after picking up 23 yards on the 3rd down play. Bill Bates finally brought him down.
Look at the confusion in the secondary of the Cowboys. We've got a man out here all by himself. Again, that's Farrell. He's not covered, but watch Awald come off the line of scrimmage, and nobody covers him. Number 80 there. He makes the grab, and now he's got enough speed to get by Downs and take the Cardinals down inside the 15.
Robert Awald and Jay Novacek, you won't find a better pair of receiving tight ends in the game. First down at the 14 of Dallas. Lomax now getting chased by Jeffcoat, throws it away. That's a smart, savvy play by a quarterback who's been around.
Well, you don't want to take a sack in this case, because if you do, it may take you out of field goal position. Lomax is really getting some time to throw. The problem is in his secondary, the receivers aren't getting the separation necessary to get away from the tight man-to-man coverage.
But it has not been a good day for the passing game, no matter how you spell it out. Coming in, J.T. Smith, Roy Green, and Jay Novacek, the second tight end, had averaged 12 catches per game. Today, they have just 2. Cardinals had to do better than the 2 yards they amassed in passing yardage in the first half. Face a 2nd and 10 on the Dallas 14. Lomax up the middle, off the hands of Smith. He was there, and rarely does he not catch one of those.
Well, this is the second ball he's dropped over the middle today. This is a bullet by Lomax. Watch this side here. There is J.T. Smith coming into the picture. This is a perfect pass. He makes that catch. We got a tie ball game.
He had beaten Everson Walls. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 10. The Cardinals are in field goal range, but trail by 7 points with just under 8 minutes to go.
Both teams have really struggled in the finer points of this game. The finer point being trying to complete a pass.
And they both have struggled inside the 20. Nothing new for Dallas. 3rd down, Lomax. Farrell makes a great catch and a touchdown And the Cardinals come within a point. A 14-yard play, and Earl Ferrell has great hands. Showed it there.
Well, we're going to see again a safety blitz by a defensive football team, and again it's going to turn into a touchdown. Downs comes up the middle, Albritton from the outside. There's nobody to guard Earl Ferrell. This is an outstanding catch, and I know that Neal, when he let it go, was hoping that it just gets there, because if it does, he's got himself 6 points.
Makes it 10-9 now in favor of the Cowboys.
What a weapon Earl Ferrell is. We talk a lot about Herschel Walker being a great receiver and a great runner. Let's give Earl Ferrell some credit too.
Al Del Greco. He has yet to miss this year in the conversion department, and this kick is up and good. So with 7:53 remaining, Ferrell with the big play, and the Cardinals have come back to tie it up.
Let's take a look at this safety blitz and who's responsible for Earl Ferrell. This is Garth Jacks here. Here's Downs. He's going to come on the blitz. Here's Albritton. Ferrell comes out of the backfield and makes a super catch. But watch Garth Jacks here. He's got the responsibility. Oops, there he goes. Watch the grab right around the kneecaps into the end zone for the touchdown.
Earl Ferrell caught 2 balls for 34 yards on that drive. As the Cardinals have tied it up, he's also gained 95 yards on the ground today. Al Del Greco kicking off deep. Darryl Clack and Cornell Burbage. And it's going to be Burbage at the 19-yard line on the run. And he's quickly smothered as penalty markers fly, as Burbage is down at the 31-yard line and has a few words for Ron Wolfley.
Well, you know Wolfley's going to be in the thick of it. He's that kamikaze pilot out there for Phoenix. He's in on almost every special teams play for the Cardinals.
Illegal block against the Cowboys, so that decent return will set them back somewhat.
Well, they got a short kickoff, which was a plus for the Cowboys, and then a nice little return. But again, this is a symptom of a team that's 2-6 and going nowhere. They make the crucial mistake at the worst possible time.
Illegal block above the waist. 65 receiving team during the return. First down.
Bob White. Big game in the NFC Central. New England over Chicago. They're in the 4th quarter, 30-7. And if the Bears go on and lose, and if the Vikings can beat the San Francisco 49ers in the game coming up next, Minnesota will then trail the Bears by only 1 in that division race.
You can almost hear the cheering in the Viking locker room out there at Candlestick.
They better carry it out on the field and pay attention to the 49ers.
Yeah, they better.
First down, Cowboys on their 16. Pallur swings it out. Caught by Thornton Chandler, who was out for a while, was shaken up. Carl Carter on the stop, and they bring it up to the 19. A gain of only 3 on that play.
That's a very difficult pass to throw. The angle is so severe that the ball kind of carried Chandler back towards the line of scrimmage, and he didn't get as much out of it as he could have.
Another penalty also against Dallas. Kevin Gogan holding. We're going to mark off half the distance. Barrels his way out to the 23. Good gain by Walker. Tim McDonald brings him down, but not before Herschel picks up 14 yards.
What a tremendous threat Herschel Walker is. That's a simple play right up the gut, coming right at us here. And he has more explosive power than any running back in the league. Tim McDonald, that's his 9th tackle of the day. He's had a busy afternoon.
So the Dallas Cowboys have gained 111 yards on the ground, and they're the first team to gain 100 yards rushing against the Cardinals in 6 weeks. Big number, though, is the scoreboard, and they're tied at 10. Pallur on 2nd and 4 at the 22. Overthrows the receiver. He was going for Everett Gay, and Cedric Mack tried to leap high for the interception possibility. Incomplete, 3rd down.
You know that stat, Dick, that you mentioned about the no rushers over 100 yards. That's one of those misleading stats because the Cardinals have allowed over 300 yards passing in the last 5 weeks. So Which, you know, what do we got going here, guys? We got to tighten that one up and maybe loosen up that rushing yardage.
That is Danny White flashing in the signs.
Danny's got the bad knee. He hurt it against Chicago a couple weeks back. He expects to be playing again in a couple of weeks, and if Pallure continues to struggle, he may get back in that lineup when he gets healthy.
3rd and 4. Yeah. Was woefully short. Carter was the only one who had a chance at it. It was a low throw. Everett Gay was the intended receiver and was nowhere near him. And lately it seems that Steve Pallure has been missing by a mile, and it's 4th down, and the Cowboys will have to kick.
That ball was so poorly thrown, I thought it was deflected at the line of scrimmage. It was only about a 15-yard pass. It came up at about 7.5. Well, let's take a look to see if Clasby, number 79, does get a hand on it. Yeah, he did. He got a finger on it. That's why that ball was short.
But the last 5 attempts by Pallure have fallen incomplete. Now Mike Saxon to kick. J.T. Smith goes back. Good kick by Saxon. Here's Smith at the 32. Goes nowhere. Eugene Lockhart, the man in the middle. Kick went 45 yards, but most important, very little return. And with 6:35 remaining in a tie game, it'll be Cardinals ball again. Well, tonight on CBS, what's a congressman from Texas doing in the middle of the Afghan war? He says he's sticking it to the Russians. How's he doing that? We'll find out tonight on 60 Minutes. That's followed by Murder, She Wrote, and then it's part 1 of the CBS miniseries Dada is Death, starring Julie Christie. That's all tonight on CBS. Cardinals on their 37th first down, tied 10-10. Lomax completes it to Smith up the middle. No, incomplete. Did not hold on at midfield. Robert Williams was shadowing him all the way.
Yeah, guess who? Robert Williams again with the close coverage on a Cardinal wide receiver.
He's had an outstanding afternoon for the Cowboys.
It's really important now for the Cardinals to move the ball down the field, probably about 30 yards or so to get the field goal. They've got to take some time off the clock. There's 6.5 minutes to go. Every incomplete pass down the field really makes it difficult.
2nd and 10 at the 37. Lomax up top to Smith. And he let him a little bit too much. Double covered on the play. Will bring up 3rd down. Downs and Walls were there.
Again, the incomplete pass stops the clock, and it puts the Cardinals in a 3rd and long situation where they got to throw it again. They're not having much success throwing the ball today. One place that they have had some success is giving the ball to Earl Farrell up the middle. So we can look for a pass now as they come in with their wide package.
Even though we have plenty of time, really 6:25 to go, you're right. You don't chew up enough time. You let the Cowboys now get the ball, and they can establish something and use up the time and maybe get 3. So this could be a big play in this 4th quarter. 3rd and 10. Lomax. Green, he won't get the first down as Robert Williams had him in his grasp and tempers Flair momentarily. Vince Albritton and Derek Kennard, the Cardinal center, but it'll be 4th down. That's the first catch of the game for Roy Green.
And the poor thing that happened there for the Cardinals is that he did not have enough yardage for the first down with the catch. The Cardinals were relying on his running ability to make the catch and then run for the first down. Very difficult situation to put any receiver in.
Well, a new NFL record about to be established, the 18th punt of the game, and Greg Horn gets off a bad one. It goes off the side of his foot, out of bounds, and will give the Cowboys good field position.
I think Horn's leg may be tired. This was a terrible punt for him. He's been having an outstanding afternoon. This one was a shank.
The old record was set way back in 1933 by the Bears and Packers and by Cincinnati and Pittsburgh. That was most punts by 2 teams, 31. That was the record. First down on the 37 for the Cowboys. Walker up the middle. He was tripped up. He might have had a little more. Gets to the 43. Ricky Hunley. Then Tim McDonald put the seal on him. Picked up about 5 or so.
Well, this is a situation where the Cowboys have struggled all year to end a ball game or end a half. Pelur's had all types of trouble throwing interceptions in this situation and not moving his team down the field. They're in excellent field position right now. Would like to move it about 25 yards to get RUZEK into position to make the winning field goal.
Winding down to 5 minutes remaining in the game in the fourth quarter anyway. Second down and 4. Walker fights for a second effort. May have first down yardage. David Galloway on the stop. We are getting a lot of contact, and you can see Bob McElwee, and now the linesman moving in there. Tempers getting awfully short here in what was a scoreless first half, and we still have a tie game. We're at Texas Stadium in Irving, Texas. 4:52 remaining in the fourth quarter. Cardinals and the Cowboys 10-10. Both teams needing desperately to win this game. Each side has their full complement of 3 timeouts left. Cardinals looking to remain in contention. Cowboys in last place trying to get something going. It is a first down for the Cowboys and Walker.
Well, last week Tom Landry took a lot of heat and a lot of criticism for not putting the ball in Herschel Walker's hands at the crucial situation of the game. Last 2 plays have been to Herschel. I think he's going to carry it quite a few more times here.
The early telephone or newspaper ballot was against Tom Landry, but in the last couple of days, everyone seems to have flocked to Tom, and they realize that he is one of the great coaches in the game, and you have to have the material to win. First down on the 47. Bootleg by Pelur. Cardinals smell it, and he's lost in the grass back to the 36 by Freddie Joe Nunn. That is the 4th sack of the game by the Cardinals and the 3rd by Nunn.
Just as we said he's going to get the ball to Herschel Walker, well, he fakes it to Herschel Walker, but now it's one of those bootlegs for Pelur that really cost him a lot of trouble last week against the Eagles. Pelur got called for intentional grounding that time. This time he hangs on to the ball and he takes a huge loss.
10-yard loss on the play. Freddie Joe Nunn with 21 sacks in 21 games since his switch from linebacker to defensive end. Brings up a second down and 20 for the Cowboys. Pelur going deep for Martin, and the pass is intercepted by Cedric Mack, and Mack brings it back, and the Cardinals pick another one off, and the crowd echoes its displeasure of the Cowboys offense.
Well, and for good reason too, Dick. This ball should have never been thrown. Lonnie Young, coming over, number 43, is the most disappointed guy maybe on the football field. He thought he had the interception. Cedric Mack takes it out of his hands, but you can see the double coverage there on Kelvin Martin. There's just no way that ball should have been thrown. Again, it's another interception for Pelur. Again, it's in the fourth quarter.
And we have to say again that the Cardinals cornerbacks have come under fire this year, but for the second consecutive week, both of their cornerbacks, Cedric Mack and Carl Carter, have made interceptions. They each picked one off against the Browns. They've done it today.
That's the 8th interception on Pelur in the fourth quarter this year alone.
Wow. First down, Cardinals on their 39. 2 tight ends, Ferrell the lone running back. It's Ferrell. And he drives it out to the 44-yard line where Lockhart and Ed Jones are there. Locke becoming a factor in the game in which we're tied at 10. Coming up next, the second half of our CBS doubleheader. Vikings against the 49ers. 49ers can gain on the leaders in the NFC West, and it looks as if the Vikings can gain on the Chicago Bears in the Central.
I asked Marv Braden before the game. He's their special teams coach for the Cardinals. I asked him, what is Del Greco's range? He says, well, about 53 yards, but the problem is he tends to be a low kicker.
Maybe if you put helium in the ball. Ferrell short of a first down by about 1.5 yards. It'll be third down coming up. Ed Jones on the stop. Earl Ferrell today has gained 104 yards, coming off his career high 110 against the Browns a week ago. So in the absence of Stump Mitchell, Earl Ferrell certainly has come forward as a round power for the Cardinals.
And what about that great catch he made on the touchdown play?
You think he likes it better as a rusher than as a pure blocker?
Yeah, I get to go to the Pro Bowl. You rush the ball like he is.
3rd and 2. Ferrell has the first down. He went underground that time and got to midfield. And the Cardinals have a first down, keep the ball, and continue to use the clock.
We saw Ferrell's great hands on the touchdown reception. Watch this play as Lomax almost misses the handoff. Ferrell reaches back there with his right hand under his left elbow. Look at that. Tremendous concentration, great athletic ability, plus he got the first down.
We have our 2-minute warning here. The Cardinals will have a first down when we come back to Texas Stadium. That record is wrong, apparently, on the called upon to break this tie. We're all even, 10 and 10. Cardinals have never led in this game, and we have 2 minutes remaining, and both teams have 3 timeouts remaining.
Kickers always say, hey, I want to be the guy that it comes down to. Well, we'll find out how GRECO handles that situation.
First down for the Cardinals on the Dallas 49. Lomax has Awalt, and Awalt picks up about 4 yards. Bill Bates on the stop. Final score, the LA Rams have beaten the New Orleans Saints, breaking their 7-game winning streak. Atlanta's lead has been cut to 3 over Philadelphia, 27-24. Cleveland leading Cincinnati. So in the NFC West, the Rams and Saints are tied for first place. The 49ers have a chance to gain themselves.
And the Rams and Saints will meet in 2 weeks out in Anaheim.
In the return match in a hurry. 2nd down and 6 on the Dallas 45. Lomax tipped up by Jones. Incomplete. The Cowboys had a chance to intercept it. Ron Burton and Mark Whalen both had shots.
Well, let's take a look at this. Down under, they call this Australian rules football, where they bounce the ball on the ground and then everybody goes for it like crazy. Watch this play. Great job again by Too Tall. The ball's up in the air. There's 3 Cowboys. It looked like Burton knocked the ball away from Diassi. Was it Diassi in there?
Lockhart, I think, came into play.
Lockhart, okay. They got to call that, though. Hey, listen, I got it. You take it, right?
New England beats Chicago 30-7, so the Vikings can move to within a game of first place Chicago. Coming up next against San Francisco. And now Neil Lomax has called a timeout, the first called by Phoenix in the second half.
No reset. We don't have time.
Reset.
All right.
Okay.
Literally.
Minute 16 remain here at Texas Stadium, and the Cardinals have a 3rd down and 6 on the Dallas 45. Both teams have had a talk to their respective sidelines. Any thoughts, Dan?
Well, one man we haven't heard from today from the Cardinals is Jay Novacek. He is an outstanding receiver from the tight end position. The Cardinals will come in with their wide package here. Actually, Wolfley's in the game to add some added pass protection. But, you know, you also might look for Earl Ferrell. He's had a fantastic day himself.
Novacek has caught 1 pass. 3rd down and 6. Lomax pumps, and he hits out of the backfield Ernie Jones. And Ernie Jones goes inside and still going, and Jones is out of bounds inside the 5. Robert Williams and Manny Hendricks. And the third wide receiver in that alignment with a whole bunch of pass catchers, Ernie Jones, the rookie from Indiana. A 42-yard play, and the Cardinals sitting pretty.
Well, great job by Lomax. He may be hurting with his hip, but he gets out. Now he pump fakes to get himself a little more time. Also springs Jones open down the sides. Now let's watch this tremendous second and third effort as he pulls away from Michael Downs and gets down inside the 5-yard line where Robert Williams has to knock him out of bounds. So that's an outstanding play by that young man, Ernie Jones.
7th round pick out of Indiana. First and goal on the 3 for the Cardinals. Trying to break the 10-10 tie. And Ferrell, close to the goal line, is stopped short about a yard away by Noonan and Bates. Michael Downs seemingly had Ernie Jones in his grasp and missed the tackle, allowing the big play. And now the Cardinals have called their second timeout. They have one left.
This is where the Cardinals had a lot of difficulty in their very first game of the year against the Cincinnati Bengals, getting down inside the 5, inside the 2, where they tried to pound it across each time. They were stopped twice in that game, once in the first half on their very first possession, and then at the end of the game in a similar situation where they were trailing and needed a touchdown to win the game or send it into overtime. They were unsuccessful at that point too. So there's some real soul searching going on the sidelines for the Cardinals as to what play and what type of situation they want.
Look at the problems the Cowboys have had under 2 minutes this year. They had leads and they lost it. A missed field goal against Pittsburgh. Interception against the Giants. The Saints with a late field goal by Anderson. His clock ran out. And then, of course, last week they were up 20-0. And the Eagles scored on the pass Cunningham to Anthony Toney. So they could be in for the same sort of misery today. By the way, that timeout was called by the Cowboys and not the Cardinals. Second and goal at the 1. Ferrell is over for the touchdown. The Cardinals lead for the first time today. Earl Ferrell with his second score of the afternoon, and it's a 16-10 game with 50 seconds remaining.
Well, this is Ferrell's fifth rushing touchdown of the year. He puts all 240 pounds airborne, and he's not going to be denied there, as the Aussie does not get a square hit on him, and that allows Ferrell to fall right on top of Derek Kennard with a soft landing for the touchdown.
So it's 16-10 and more troubles for Tom Landry. The big play was the 42-yard pass to Ernie Jones, which set up the score. And now Al Del Greco, with Cliff Stout holding, will try to add the 17th point. And the kick is no good. Off to the left. So Del Greco, it was deflected and missed, and Del Greco misses his first conversion of the season. So the Cardinals lead will be 16-10.
Let's take a look and see who gets in on this one. We told you that Del Greco is a low kicker. This ball is a little bit low, right in the middle of the pile there. We'll take another look at it from this angle and see if we can give some credit to the guy that gets his hands up there. Just a low kick. Looked like Mark Whalen might have got it with his left hand.
Well, the Cowboys need a touchdown and a conversion to pull it out. Inadvertently, we said that we set the punting record for 18 kicks in a game, and actually we want to correct it. The record for punts by 2 teams is 31, sent back in 1933 by 4 teams actually in 2 simultaneous games, but no record has been set punting wise this afternoon. But Cardinals leading 16-10. Del Greco getting set to kick. Darryl Clack and Cornell Burbage back for the Cowboys, who have 2 timeouts remaining. See whether they have the ability to pull one out in the waning moments. It's Clack at the 4. And Clack carries it out to the 23, where Travis Curtis makes the stop. 45 seconds remain.
And you know, if they just had Roger Staubach as their quarterback instead of hanging up on the wall, I think the Cowboys would have a great chance. He had the ability to make the great play, the miracle play. Pelur's got to learn that someday, but this is a real test for him. 45 seconds to go. He's got to get a touchdown. difficult situation for any quarterback, especially a young one.
And in all fairness, Staubach had kind of better personnel than what Pelur has even here. It's a rebuilding process for the Cowboys. It hasn't come as quickly as most people here had expected. First down on the 23. Pelur up the middle, incomplete. Wayne Davis was the closest to it. No Cowboy receiver within sight. Crowd booing Pelur, who has completed just 2 of 12 passes in the second half for 82 yards.
We talked with him yesterday about his favorite situation in a ball game, and he says, well, it's a 2-minute warning situation. It's a 2-minute drill because he gets to throw it every down. Well, he's only got 40 seconds, and he'll be throwing it every one now.
Cleveland beats Cincinnati in the big AFC Central clash. Here on second down, Pelur gets time. On the run, his pass is incomplete. He was going for Everett Gay, and defending was Reggie Phillips, and quickly we have third down with that much time remaining.
Good, close, tight man-to-man coverage with deep safety help by the Cardinals. They know the situation that they're in. They're not allowing the Cowboy receivers to run zone routes to get the open areas across the middle. They're dogging them very closely. Got to give a lot of credit to both cornerbacks, Carl Carter and Cedric Mack.
Third down and 10. 32 seconds remain for the Cowboys. They'll have 2 plays to get the first down yardage. They'll go for it on fourth down. Pelur running it out. And he'll be stopped short of the first down yardage and didn't get out of bounds. The clock continues to run. And now Dallas will call a timeout. Cowboys took a while in calling that timeout, and they are left with 1 with 19 seconds to go. And it's going to be a long haul for the Cowboys. They're a long shot right now.
Well, we talked earlier about how difficult it is for a quarterback in 2 instances. One of them is inside the 20 where Pelur has struggled this year, but also the 2-minute drill is very difficult. You really have to do it over and over and over again in game type of situations to get proficient at it. At that time, he was on the ground and tackled. He's got to bounce up right now and call timeout because he did not get out of bounds. He wasn't aware of that situation, cost him some precious seconds off the clock.
Let's see where we are in the NFC East race. The Redskins play tonight against Houston. The Giants go up next against Detroit. If Phoenix wins, they'll be 5-4 and very much in the hunt. The Eagles are trailing Atlanta 27-24 in the fourth quarter with 1 minute and 15 to play at Veterans Stadium.
And you wonder if Randall Cunningham's got another miracle in his bag today. Can he pull that one out?
How many times can he go to the well? Well, let's see what Pelur does here. It's 4th down and 5. Cowboys hopes ride on this play, at least to continue it or not. Pelur's pass up the middle, and it's incomplete. Intended for Everett Gay. Good coverage by Travis Curtis. And now the Cardinals will take over on downs, and that will be it here in Dallas. So the disappointment for Tom Landry extends for another week. And Dan, for the Cardinals, they have to feel awfully good about this game. They were scoreless at the half, playing without Stump Mitchell. Lomax not 100%. They trail 10-0 in the third quarter and come back and win it.
They got very steady play from their defense. Earl Farrell made the great catch for the touchdown reception. Ernie Jones made the other big play on a tremendous catch and run. And the Cardinals, they're back in this NFC East race.
They are. Interceptions by Mack and Carter. The corners made it. Nunn with 3 sacks, and Ferrell with a great game. 111 yards and 2 touchdowns scored. So for Dan Fouts, I'm Dick Stockton saying so long from Texas Stadium. The final score, the Cardinals 16.
Been the Cowboy coach since 1960 when they salvaged a winless season with a tie against the Giants. Landry had a vision and a plan. It was rewarded a decade later with a Super Bowl win. But the fate of America's coach has long been intertwined with the Giants, and they've held the upper hand recently. In 1983, Bill Parcells met the Cowboys for the first time and lost. Unlike Landry, Parcells inherited a team rich in talent. He ignited the Giants to their first Super Bowl win in 1986. But even the newly crowned Kings could not unsettle Dallas. Now Parcells is back on top. Landry played for the Giants as a defensive back, and then he taught them all he knew as a coach. Today, he wants to do what he seems to do best, beat the Giants. Tom Landry brings his Dallas Cowboys into a sold-out Giants stadium to take on the New York Giants, who now lead the NFC Eastern Division. The Giants have won their last 3 in a row. They're 6-3. The Dallas Cowboys currently on the bottom spot at 2-7. Almost a little more than halfway through the season. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Vern Lundquist. How extraordinary it seems to see the Dallas Cowboys at 2-7 at this point of the year. They have lost their last 5 in a row, and Tom Landry has been under intense media scrutinism back in the Dallas area in the last couple of weeks. As intense criticism as he's had in the last 28 years in Dallas. I'm working with Terry Bradshaw today, and Terry, this really is a perplexing Dallas team that has been in most of the games they played this year.
Well, Vern, you have to understand this is a young football team, and young football teams do not know how to win. The Cowboys are a classic example of this.